Okie dokie. Sounds great.
All right. It's thinking, but I think we're live now. Oh no, it's still loading. You'll hear me start it when it
Am I supposed to be thinking?
heading up. It's redirecting.
Mine says webinar streaming live on Facebook.
All right. Are we ready? Let's go. Let me get back over to Zoom and then we'll get started talking about selling your home during a pandemic. Not a topic that I ever thought we would be addressing. But here we are.
We're ahead of the curve.
That's right. Yay.
Doing what's necessary.
Yes. So thank you guys for joining us today. I'm Adrienne Lau with RE/MAX Real Estate Professionals in Lansing, and I'm joined by
Albert Manis with Adrian's team at RE/MAX out of the East Lansing office, serving all the Tri-County area and all of the state of Michigan, actually.
And we're here today because we wanted to talk a little bit about being safe, but still being effective in selling your home during this time. So we're going to go through some tactical steps for contact-free home selling. And if you have questions, feel free to shoot them over either through the webinar if you're watching on Zoom or on Facebook Live if you're watching there. So also, I will invite you as we go through, if you do have any questions or you want to discuss your personal situation, we'd be happy to set up a Zoom call with you to talk about your house, what it might be worth in the market today, and some things that we can do to help you with your situation. So this is our contact information here, and we'll post that again at the end. So first and foremost, let's talk about how the COVID virus pandemic is affecting the local real estate market. So these charts here show our week by week for 2020 compared to 2019. So you can see we've had a pretty dramatic fall off, but here's the really good news for home sellers. Listings are down 58% over the same time last year. Obviously that's a dramatic amount, but we can understand why. And sales are down 53%. So even during this pandemic, we are still running an inventory shortage. We still have people that need to buy. We still have people that need to sell. They're changing jobs. They're coming into the area, a divorce, a death, all kinds of reasons that have nothing to do with the pandemic. And it's just time to buy or sell. So if you look at these numbers, you can see that relatively speaking, our market is in balance with where we were before the pandemic because we're down about the same amount with both supply and demand. So now we're going to jump into some of the tactical steps for selling your house touch-free. So take it away, Albert.
Yeah, well, a lot of people have said, oh yeah, I've heard that I have to declutter, but let's talk about it and kind of destruct and talk about what actually decluttering is. Decluttering means essentially getting the things that are on the countertops, that junk drawer that everybody has, getting that cleaned out finally. Some people have a closet that, if you open the door, the stuff falls out onto you. Those are the things that we don't want to see. And we don't want people that are going through your house to be able to find. And we're going to touch on that again a little bit as far as, having things in order when you're having your house set up and ready for sale. We also suggest to have a deep clean, beyond dusting and cleaning as you typically would. We're suggesting to have windows wiped out. People want to see the view from the house. Inside and outside of the windows cleaned. Recaulking tubs, a lot of times, sometimes there's some mold growth there. Clean that out, get a nice new bead of caulk along the tubs and showers and stuff like that. I have found out myself, having 4 kids, that a magic eraser actually is magic. It gets rid of things that I never thought that you could actually get rid of. Wall scuffs, things like that. Do me a favor, try it. It will work. And we don't need just this deep clean and decluttering, in the open areas, in the living room, dining room, kitchen, that we need it everywhere. One of the things that we're going to suggest is to have all the doors and to the rooms and to the closets open. So clean those closets. It's a great time right now, actually, during the pandemic when we're at home. Pick a closet a day and go through there and declutter, get rid of things. If you are getting a box of things that are, that you want to keep and that you need, that you're going to move to the next house, put them in a box, put it in the basement, put it out in the garage, something like that, but have those boxes stacked up nice and neat. We do suggest to have some touch-ups, paint, paint and flooring. Our next number there are two of the things that are going to bring the most return on that investment. It's not necessarily always going to be 100% of that investment that you're going to recoup, but it's the highest percentage of return on investment that you're going to have with the paint and the flooring. Flooring, of course, make sure that it's fresh, make sure that it's swept, clean, mopped, and looking as good as you can possibly get it. And then one thing that even us at the Adrian Lau team and in Remax, we're way ahead of the curve. We're doing a lot of things that are innovative and stuff like that, but we haven't come up with smell-o-vision yet. We're working on it. But one of the things that can, put a hitch in a lot of things, and we're going to talk about, touch-free listings and stuff like that, getting people to come in as little as necessary into your house. But smells is one of the biggest things. A lot of times, especially people that don't have pets, when they walk into a house that does have pets, it's noticeable immediately. Some types of cooking can leave a smell that stays in the house for a long time. If you're a smoker, a lot of times you don't notice it yourself, but as you walk in, somebody that's not a smoker walks into a house, and boy, it's very noticeable. So combat those as much as possible. If you need a way to combat some of those, we're going to put our emails in the comments after we're finished here and post it on Facebook. So get a hold of us, and we've got a list of different ways that we've come up with to actually figure out how to get rid of some of those smells.
So, a lot of these things are pretty normal, pandemic or not. We're always telling people to declutter and deep clean, but we're going to talk next about some of the digital content that is changing to make this process as touch-free as possible. So, first I'm going to talk about Matterport tours, and this is something we've used for many years, and preface this by saying it's not allowed right now. Because it does fall under the stay-at-home order, but we know that that's going to be changing in the next couple weeks. So these tours are a way that buyers can virtually walk through your house without having to actually step foot inside. So you can see we come in and have the photographer shoot these 360 tours, and buyers can virtually tour your house. Sorry, is this the thing we all say right now? My connection's kind of slow right now. I have children on Minecraft. But anyway, you can see that you can kind of get a feel for it. I'm going to X out of that and head back over to here. Oh, I want to talk about video. Video. Very, very important. Basically, this is what we're using during the stay-home order to sell houses because we can't show them. So we've been putting together videos. I won't make you watch the whole thing, but I'm just going to give you an idea.
16 Hamlet, located in Stratford Place condos in East Lansing. If you've been looking for ease of lifestyle and not having to worry about cutting the grass, shoveling the snow, but still want the privacy of a single family unit, this might be just your cup of tea.
So that's enough to kind of get a feel for it. We have the video, which we've always done video, but we're stitching it together to include the narrative and the music. And basically that's become our showing. And we're uploading them to YouTube and IGTV so that we've got a nice, easy way for people to access them without clunky big files. We want to make sure, here's the other thing. If we link on Facebook to YouTube, Facebook will never let anybody see that. Facebook wants people to stay on Facebook. That's why we're doing this on Facebook Live right now. Facebook Live is going to get pushed out to more people. And if we do things with the marketing of your house on Facebook Live, more people are going to see it that way too. So it's thinking about some of these more digital things to impact and get in front of the most people. Social media content, obviously, that's always been important, but even more so today with the stay-at-home order and people's comfort level. We have done some virtual,
and they're on their phone. all day long while they're at
They're on
home.
their phone, yeah.
They're
We
on
all
their
are.
phone, they're on the internet. If we put it in front of them, there's a higher probability that they're going to take a look at it right now.
Virtual open houses are something that we can do with Zoom, just like what we're doing here. And again, we can push that out to Facebook Live and some other sources. And then one thing I don't want to forget to mention for a touch-free experience is leveraging the networks that we're a part of. Your networks, our networks as agents. We have insider groups of just agents that we publish to, community pages. And we actually yesterday just closed on our first full pandemic house where start to finish, we were in the pandemic, and it was a connection because an old tenant knew this person that knew this person and said, oh yeah, I've been in that house. It's cute. And the buyer was like, okay, well, I trust this person. So those networks are a very important factor as well. All right, Albert's going to talk about touch-free showings.
Yeah, so we know that there are a whole different array of people that have dealt with this. Some that say, yeah, get people in here, get people into my house, I'm not concerned. Other people that say, whoa, 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 I don't want anybody coming through here. So there's a couple of different ways that we can go through it. Zoom calls, we're on a Zoom call right now, Adrian and I are, and we both have a premier account with them. So if you need a hand with understanding and getting started with Zoom, let us know. Again, we're going to have our emails down there. So get a hold of us and we can kind of give you a tutorial, maybe a Zoom 101 as far as how to use it. And then you can use that as part of your showing. Now we can do a Zoom call with us, the buyers and sellers, and the listing, and the buyer's agent. And all of us can be on a Zoom call together. And the seller can take their camera and take them around and do a virtual showing of the house. If you're not allowing, if you decide that you don't want people to go through your house and do in-person showings, this is a great opportunity for you to be able to have people look at your house, see the floor plan, couple that Zoom call and that virtual showing with the Matterport that gives the layout of the house. And boy, a lot of people are going to make a decision from their couch whether or not they want to pursue the house. They may look at it and go, oh God, that's perfect, exactly what we want. Or they may check it off the list and say, yeah, no, that's not what we're looking for. It's not exactly what we want, which is in turn going to limit the people that are going to be coming through there. So that's always great. Once you do make a decision, once the ban has been lifted and we can get out and start showing and have people coming through the houses, if you're comfortable with it, what we're going to suggest is that you leave the lights on, leave the doors open to each of the bedrooms, open the shades for the windows so we get some of that natural light, and make it so that people don't have to be grabbing doorknobs, they don't have to be grabbing handles and stuff like that to open these doors and stuff like that. Conflicting information on both sides as to whether or not it stays on certain materials for this amount of time, that amount of time. However, if they don't touch it, there's not a chance of that virus being transferred from one to another. So that's one of our best things as far as limiting the amount of touches that are in there. We can also, request that they have, take off their shoes or wear booties over top of their shoes. We can make a request that they have masks on when they're there. We can even request that it's only pre-approved buyers that are coming through. They must have a post-COVID pre-approval letter to show that they're able and ready and willing to buy the house once they're in there.
Absolutely. So then after we find a buyer, the next step that typically will happen is the home inspection. And this is one point in the process that is very hard to make touch-free. The inspector does need to access the property to test the furnace and go in the attic, and they probably are touching things that you don't normally touch, like the electrical panel and things like that. But we'll have to do our best to make sure things are sanitized after. But the home inspector would have to come through the house at that point. So Albert, what do you want to talk about touch-free closings?
Oh, isn't it wonderful? Yes. This is the pot of gold at the end of the selling rainbow that we're doing here. And it's closing. Closing is where you get your proceeds and you give the house to the sellers, or I'm sorry, to the buyers. And the title company is who actually is able to take your proceeds, uh, give them to you, and take title and give it to the other couple involved. Title companies, I tell you what, along with lenders and inspectors and appraisers and everything else, we've really been very inventive and gone outside the box and figured out different ways to keep all of our, not only the people that are working on the transactions, but also the clients safe. We've got what title companies have done now are doing curbside curbside closings, essentially a drive-through closing to where they will take all the paperwork that's necessary. A closer is going to be there. They're going to have everything marked as far as where your signatures are. They explain everything to you right there at your car. You do your signatures from the comfort of your car. They make copies and you're on your way. They're also doing electronic notary of documents. So they can do electronic notary on the documents that you need to sign. So it's great that not only real estate agents are changing the way that we're marketing your house, but the title companies and inspectors, all the way from the beginning of the process to here at closing, we've kind of adapted and made it so that we can continue to sell houses for you.
Yep. So if you have questions or you want to schedule a one-on-one to talk about your house and your needs, we'd love to talk to you. We've got our contact information here, and we can obviously do this on Zoom, have you show us the house and give you a feel for what it might be worth in the marketplace today. So we appreciate you stopping by today and joining us, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody.